Hey guys, welcome back to the farm. Today we're not going to do a scripted video. It's been about 3 weeks since I've got my last video out, and I wanted to give you today kind of a behind the scenes of what's going on here at the farm. Right now it has just been crazy busy, and it's a good thing. We've taken 50 turkeys into the processor. We've processed 50 turkeys. We have picked up 10 pigs. I think branches are falling behind me. We've picked up 10 pigs from one of our partner farms. We've taken them, gotten them processed, gotten all that meat back. We just took in 3 head of cattle, so that's getting them up to the area where they need to be, sorting, doing all that. And then everything else with life, it's just been busy. So I'm gonna give you a behind the scenes of when our farm is firing on all cylinders, when things are actually going really well, but super busy, what it really looks like. All right, let's get into it. Real quick, we have a newsletter, The Part-Time Farmer. This comes out every Sunday about 10 a.m. I talk about how to market your products on your farm, how to use social media and websites to grow your farm. I also talk about farming, raising cattle, chickens, pigs. We go through it all, and it's about building your farm business. Sign up now, and you also get a free PDF on how to use ChatGPT to write your social media, to write your newsletters, and to help write product descriptions for your products. This is free download for signing up for the newsletter. One newsletter every 1 to 2 weeks, no spam, I promise. Check it out. I think you'll get a lot of value in learning to grow your farm or homestead, and it's free. All right, back to the video. All right, so first thing we're talking about is processing. That has been probably one of the biggest things we've got going on right now. We got our dates kind of set up where all of our meat's coming back at one time. We have 10 pigs worth of meat coming back. We have 3 head of cattle. We just got our chicken back probably about 2 months ago, and that was about 250, 300 broilers. And then we've got 50 turkeys. And if you've ever done turkeys, turkeys take up a lot of space. I think we only ended up actually having 42, but they're a lot of space. They're just big, and so they require a lot of room. So that's one thing we've been really dealing with here on the farm the last couple weeks is figuring out where to put everything. You can see behind me here, this is my transport trailer. So when we get animals processed, when I need to go pick up meat, I can easily, these are plugged in right now, I can have everything plugged in, frozen, unplug it, head to the processor, get the meat, put them in here right when I get back, plug everything in, and that just allows me to leave everything on the cooler. It's a pretty simple system, makes it easy, especially when you've got a lot of other things going on. I don't have to worry about unloading these right now. I don't have to worry about inventorying, doing any of that. They're safe on the freezer. But the problem is right now I can't unload them because our freezers upstairs are so full that I don't have room. So that's just with the pigs. Obviously, part of that room upstairs is the turkeys. So these are our freezers upstairs, and as you can see, we've got just a ton of chest freezers through here, and they are just packed full. Every one of them is packed full. And that makes me a little nervous because obviously one could go down, one could break, and I've got a few over here that aren't plugged in, and again, we can use them. I've got some that are just rough we're working on, and so that's where we're at. So these are some of the parts of farming you don't see on Instagram Reels. You know, we talk a lot of how-tos about how to do this, how to do that, but just little things like, oh, you're getting all this product back. How are you going to move it, inventory it? How are you going to keep up with it? Where are you going to put it? These are real things that happen on your farm that you'll run into. So that's one thing we've been dealing with for the last couple weeks is just inventory and processing. And this is where I got to put my marketing stuff to work so we can make some room. Another point I wanted to talk about was things got a little easier from the aspect of we worked with another farm to raise our pigs this year. Generally, we don't do that. We've always raised everything here on the farm, but we're running into some space issues. We did 5 enterprises this year, and well, we did 4 here at the farm. One of them we had to outsource. Along with the horses and just everything we have here on the property, space is getting tight. So what we did this year was we worked with another farm, Hill City Hogs. They did a great job. They raised some pigs out for us. They raise them like we do. They're out in the woods, natural diet. And this worked out great because we were just in a space crunch this year with our horse operations expanding, and not just our operations, but the horses my family owns. I should say more of a hobby expanding. We were just running out of space. So this worked out really good because he was able to raise them. That's what he likes to do. We were able to move them, or we will be able to move them. And so we raised them out. We took them, picked them up, took them to the processor, and then got the meat back here on the farm. So this is something you might want to think about. You know, if you're thinking about doing your operations, I've got an email coming out tomorrow about not doing too much at once because it can really stress you out. It can be hard. And this is a way that you can sometimes do things that if another farm is raising something you want to sell, maybe you're raising something they want to sell, and you partner up on it. You get some from them, you trade, but you sell what they produce, they sell what you produce. And it's a way that it gives you more of an offering for your customers, and same thing for them. And that's what we did this year. So we're gonna see how it works. I haven't figured out all the numbers yet, you know, what we paid for the pigs and processing and then what we're gonna get back, but we'll see how it works. You know, I think it's an interesting model. It's something different that we're trying. And that's one thing about farming is you always gotta be innovating, trying different things to, you know, see what works. And then point number 3 is just real life. You've got a lot going on, probably at your farm. We have a lot going on here too, stuff that's totally outside of farming. And this is where the part-time farmer lifestyle comes in. This is why we found that it works great for us, is that there's other things you've got to do or that you want to do. So we've had obviously homeschooling. We homeschool our children, and that's something that takes a significant amount of time. We do stuff here at the house, but they're also in a co-op that we go to one or 2 days a week. There, you know, we have to be there for that. There's a time commitment on that, but at the same time, it's great because I get to be with my kids. We're learning together, and it's just something that I know later in life, I'm gonna be so thankful for the extra time that I've had with them because we're doing homeschooling. And then there's homegrown hosting. That is our website design business for farmers. And that has really picked up. So that has taken a significant amount of time just keeping up with that. And I'll have more coming on that. Not so much, you know, about websites for farmers. Obviously, I think it's a super important thing, but how we're growing that and what we're doing with that. And so that's taking up a significant amount of time. Then there's my family does karate together. We do that about 2 days a week. We are going for our orange belts. Watch out. And it's great though. It's something, again, we get to do together as a family. And that was the whole reason for the part-time farmer, was that we could do stuff together as a family and have time to do it. You know, we've pushed this farm far enough at times where it became more than a full-time job. It was a full-time job for 2 people with overtime. And that was just something we didn't like. You know, it was just so much work, so much keeping up, that it didn't allow us to do other things. Part of that's just systems. You know, farming, the whole thing is you got to get systems down. As you grow, you have to implement new systems because the ones you have don't work anymore. And we've learned that it's a never-ending thing. You know, you get to a point where you get some really good systems down, and that's where I think we're at now. You know, we have our part-time jobs where we have a little bit of income. We have our farm where we have a little bit of income. We have boarding, we have a little bit of income. We've got homegrown hosting that has a little bit of income. And if we double down on one of these, sure, we could grow it probably to some really astronomical things. But at the same time, our whole thing is we want to just be here on the farm and be together as a family. That's really it. And finding ways to do that has been a challenge at times, but I think we're navigating it well. And again, that's what led me to come up with the part-time farmer, because I know a lot of farmers want to quit their jobs and just farm full time, but sometimes that can actually be worse than what you're doing. You know, if you got to replace an income that requires you to work 80 hours on the farm, sure, you're here with your kids, but are you present? Are you with them? You're here with your family, but do they see you much? Are you just sleeping when you go back inside? And so that's something you have to be careful of when, you know, with growth, with any business endeavor that you're doing. Anyways, that's just a long way of saying that that's what I haven't gotten a video out in 3 weeks because we've just had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff hitting at once, and it's all good stuff, you know? And so we're navigating it, and I kind of wanted to share it with you because, you know, I don't want my videos to come across as, oh, this is the perfect way to do this, and this is the perfect way to do that, because our life gets hectic at times where I don't really know what I'm doing, and sometimes you have to back off on things. And unfortunately, YouTube was, these last couple of weeks, I just have not had time to get a video, even though there's been so much footage I could shoot, just trying to keep up. And the time it takes to actually shoot videos, you know, you have to set up tripods and walk by them, and, you know, maybe I don't need to do all that, and that's why I'm trying this, just shooting a walking, talking video, so that I don't have to do all the editing, and maybe it saves a little time, and hopefully it still provides you with value. Again, I respect your time. I appreciate you taking the time to watch me on here. That's your time, and I know that's valuable, and I don't take that for granted. And I want every video that I put out to provide you with some kind of value, something actionable you can use on your farm, some kind of takeaway that makes your farm better, your life better. So that's my goal with this. And that's where we're at. So I'm gonna go get back to being busy. We've got our horse boarding numbers now, so I'll finally have that video out in the next week or two. That is the next video that I'm gonna do. And let you know where those numbers are at. If you do horses, you're into horses, maybe something you can consider as a supplemental income to your farm. And then we've got a lot of marketing videos. You know, it gets during the winter and we're down to really just cattle and chickens right now, egg layers. And you've seen a ton of those. Again, I like to show those videos, but at the same time, I don't want to bombard you with the same stuff over and over. And I don't get as many views on my marketing videos, but at the same time, I think they're some of the most important videos. I would highly encourage you guys, if you haven't, there's a sign up for my newsletter below. I write every week, and it's just for ways of managing your farm, growing your farm, and bringing more money into your farm. All due to transparency. Of course, there's some advertisements for, get a website for your farm and stuff, but there's so much stuff you can do without a website as well. And I go over a lot of that. It's aimed at getting started on your farm, but getting started to be profitable. Not growing to $1 million or quitting your day job, but taking what you're doing and making it profitable. So anyways, sign up below, check it out, and we'll catch you in the next one. All right, bye.